Hello there everybody, my name is Hytale and welcome back to another Hytale video guys. So everybody, on Thursday, Hytale had put out a development update which was unexpected because, they said that, they were not going to be doing blog post, yet here comes a development update. But anyway, hopefully you guys do enjoy this video. I have not read all of this blog post, but I have read some parts of it. So, with that being said guys, let us begin. So the Hytale team greets us and says, today, we're going to get you up to speed on what's been going on at Hypixel Studios over the last couple of months and look back over 2020 as a whole. They continue to say that they're not revealing any new features today or talking about any launch plans in this development update. They continue by saying though, however, we do want to let you know where we're at and giving you a sense of what we've been doing to ensure that Hytale lives up to its potential. In 2019, we wrestled with the unanticipated success of the Hytale trailer and tried to figure out what kind of company we need to become in order to deliver on the expectations of Hytale's growing community. In 2020, we've been tackling the practical side of becoming that company. It's not always been an easy or quick process, but it's been enormously worthwhile. We've often talked about our aspiration to grow from a mod team to a professional game development studio, and 2020 has been the year when that evolution really kicked into gear. The Hytale team continues by saying, the beginning of the year saw us finalize our acquisition by Riot Games, which we announced in April. This was a major step that has provided us with essential resources, and we're happy to say that we're also enjoying substantial independence while we're now part of a bigger organization. We've continued to make our own game grow in our own way. Speaking of which, I know that I'm gonna make a take a closer look video, but let's just take a minute to look at this picture actually below us. Also, the picture that was at the top as well, that was a beautiful picture of Zone 2, by the way, with the sunset and all. But in this picture, we can see that, Hypixel Studio, I guess they have a sign now, or they're putting up signs outside of their office in Derry Londonderry in Northern Ireland. They then say, speaking of doing things our own way, this year we also opened a physical office during the current thing going around in the world. We think that this demonstrates our determination to do the things we say we're going to do, even if our timing can be a little questionable. The Hytale team continues by basically saying, on a serious note, while remote structure has provided some resilience in the face of the current thing that's going on around in the world right now, they felt the effects. The Hytale team then tells us, we've done our best to ensure that our team members have had the time they need to care for their vulnerable loved ones, safeguard their own health, and in a few unfortunate cases, recover from illness. The Hytale team continues by saying that the current thing going around is not the only thing that's made this year challenging for them, but that they have not been able to fully function in, the way that they need to. The Hytale team continues by saying, nonetheless, it's been a thrill to see the office in Derry Londonderry brought to life by some amazing new team members. And the Hytale team continues by saying, well, the current thing going around has set back on their plans, to make use of the office, the new office that they have there. Things are starting to come together. And in the image below this, we can see that there is a Quebec statue made out of wood that they're making. And what this little note says on the bottom here is that they plan to, put that at the front door of the office, to greet people or to greet anyone that's coming in. The Hytale team continues by saying, as anybody who keeps an eye on our jobs page, will know we've continued to expand the team a lot. We've brought on a bunch of incredible new people at every level of the company, from producers and designer leadership that help us ship the new game to new developers to operate staff that'll help us make it. It's taken some time to find the right people and to bring them into the fold, but seeing the team evolve over the course of the year has been one of 2020's true highlights. And then the Hytale team, says this is your chance to go to the jobs page. So I'm going to link the job page in the description below. And if you think that, Hytale's a suitable job for you, and you think that this might be a great job for you, then, link in the description to apply. The Hytale team then continues by saying, as Hypixel Studios has grown, we've also been steadily overhauling our production and pipeline. That's a sentence that is normally only exciting to producers, so here's what it actually means. We've gotten better at making games. We're proud of our origins in the mod scene, and much of what excites us about Hytale has come from the game jam mindset that we've carried with us since those times. I do not know what game jam means, guys, so I'm not sure. However, we've also learned a lot about what it takes for a big project like ours to come together, and that's meant updating the way we work to match the challenges that we now face. We've made strides to become more efficient over the last few months, but we're aware that this has come at the expense of our ability to provide regular updates on the state of development. The explanation for this is really simple. We're no longer investing our resources in anything other than making the best possible game. For the rest of this, everyone, they continue by saying how Hypixel Studio does not have, too big of a marketing team, and that's why the weekly postcards is good enough for them, so that they can although they can still give us weekly postcards, they can have full focus on the game, other than releasing a huge blog post and then the game gets pushed all the way back or further and further back. The Hytale team then pretty much says that they know that this can be frustrating, especially for not only content creators but supporters that have been waiting since the release of the Hytale trailer in 2018. But they're asking for patience, and what they're pretty much saying is, we know that it can be annoying, but we believe earnestly that you'd rather have Hytale sooner. And they're saying although they have to focus on the game now, pretty much, it does not mean that there won't be any bigger updates in the near future. But they're pretty much saying just expect postcards from Orbis to become the regular blog post for a little while, until further notice. The team continues by saying, we do regret we're not able to cap off 2020 with the set of reveals we gestured at earlier in the summer. That was a prediction that didn't work out. The features we had in mind simply aren't ready to make their debut. But what we can do is talk a little about what they entail. Speaking of which, before we move on to the next one, or to, the next set of words, can we just take a minute and look at this beautiful river running through Zone 2? Second, there's penguins in this picture. So for anyone who was wondering if there will be penguins in Hytale, there we go. Whether there's going to be different breeds of penguins, that's still to be found out. But I mean, at least we will sort of know that penguins are in Hytale for right now. The Hytale team continues off by saying, earlier in the year, we said that we're recessing every aspect of Hytale to ensure that it was on track to reach its potential. We weren't joking about this. Almost every part of the game, including many aspects of gameplay that have already been revealed, has been taken back to the drawing board, rethought, and in some cases overhauled. We want to ensure that all of Hytale's systems are coherent and advance the genre in meaningful ways. So the Hytale team gives us an example of how they've been working on combat and overhauling it as well. The Hytale team then says, "Your interest in our project means the world to us, and we know how tough it can be to be asked to wait. We see speculation about beta dates, new trailers, and so on. And if we could, we'd love to be able to keep the hype going all the way up to launch. That's not where we're at, however. And we also don't think it's fair to our community to allow anticipation to stay at fever pitch for such a prolonged period of time. We're hard at work, and we're confident that we're moving in the right direction, and all of the progress we've made would not have been possible if it wasn't for the excitement that has built up around Hytale in the 2 years since the announcement, but we have lots of work left to do." The Hytale team continues by saying, "To be clear then, we don't currently have a launch plan for Hytale. When we do, we're confident in it. We'll tell you, we'll be specific as we possibly can." And then the Hytale team continues by saying, there's a tendency to make predictions about possible release dates and so on, and all sorts of signs and symbols from job listings to getting verified on Twitter. And what the Hytale team has to say about this is that there's no secret messages. So in other words, them getting verified or, newer roles coming in does not necessarily mean anything, or sometimes does not even have anything to do with the game. The Hytale team also makes it clear as well that, they're not gonna drop, the game on a random day and no one's gonna be notified or informed about it. As they say here, that what they're going to do is they're going to make the game, of course, and then they're going to tell us, how we can get a hold of it, whether it's paid to play or free to play. And to finish off everybody, the Hytale team says, "We hope that you're keeping safe and that you enjoy the holidays. Our team will be taking a break over Christmas, but you can expect to see some festive extras on our social media over the next few weeks. Thank you, as ever, to the Hytale community. We say this every time, and we mean it. Your excitement, interest, and the art you create inspires us to make the best game we possibly can, and we're honored to get to go on this journey with you." So yeah, that is it for the blog post. Well, not really the blog post, but the development update, everybody. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. And if you did, then please feel free to leave a like and feel free to subscribe, as well as turning on notifications so that you guys do not miss another Hytale video. And with that being said, everybody, I'm not sure if, we're going to get, I'm not sure if we're going to get a postcard from Orbis, but if we do, there will be a video on that as always. And there will be a taking a closer look video as well for the pictures. So yeah, hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in the next Hytale video.